Well, hello, wonderful Frisco ISD Fine Arts supporters. My name is Pete Hazard, and I serve as the proud Managing Director of Fine Arts for the school district. On Monday, March the 8th, we had the distinct pleasure of presenting our 2020-2021 Texas All-State musicians and their directors to our school board at their monthly meeting. Due to the pandemic, this was done in a virtual recorded format. As a community, we wanted to share this video with you as well so that you can join us in celebrating these wonderful students and their fabulous directors. 55 Frisco ISD Fine Arts students were selected this year as All-State musicians, a culminating honor that is part of the annual Texas Music Educators Association Clinic and Convention. These students were chosen for this prestigious honor through a competitive process held this year across the state at district, region, and area levels. These students are part of our Frisco ISD band, choir, or orchestra programs, whose directors are members of the Texas Music Educators Association, an 11,000 plus member organization headquartered in Austin. High school students selected for All-State honors have competed through several levels of audition beginning in the fall of 2020 to qualify at the state level. All-State is the highest individual honor a Texas music student can receive. Over 1,600 students are selected through a process that begins with over 72,000 students from across the state vying for this honor. Only the top 3% of musicians who initially audition become All-State musicians. Our students are blessed to be taught by the finest music educators in the state of Texas. Preparation for superior performance does not just happen. It's the result of dedicated educators that spend hours supporting students in their musical endeavors. And we would like to recognize them as well for this wonderful accomplishment. Mr. Kanzler and Mr. Draper, two of our fine arts coordinators, will make the presentations in this video.
Thank you, Mr. Hazard. Tonight we'll begin by recognizing All-State students from Centennial High School, Dr. Alicia Mayfies, principal. For the band, Andy Ryan is in his 8th year as the band director at Centennial High School. He has taught for 17 years. His assistants are Ashley Kay, Ryan Andre, and Chad Wallace. All-State band students from Centennial High School are Paul Park, 11th grade clarinet player, 3rd year All-Stater, and Josh Jung, 10th grade oboe player, his 2nd year in All-State. For the orchestra, Devin Bell has been the head orchestra director at Centennial High School for 3 years. Young Park is her harp teacher, and Nikit Desai is her assistant director. All-State orchestra students are Dennis Park, 12th grade viola player, his 4th year in All-State. Sarika Ahire, 11th grade harp player, her 2nd year in All-State. Nathan Zhao, 9th grade harp player, his 1st year in All-State. And Yejin Choi, 9th grade violin player, his 1st year in All-State. For the choir, Nick LaRocca has been the choir director at Centennial High School for 2 years. The All-State choir student is Chaya Ranganatha, 11th grade alto, her 3rd year in All-State. Next is Frisco High School, Danny Barentine principal. For the orchestra, Julie Daniels is the orchestra director at Frisco High School and in her 19th year with Frisco ISD. All-State orchestra student from Frisco High School is James Lee, 9th grade cello player, his 1st year in All-State. And for the choir, Tracy Bradstreet is in her 13th year as the choir director at Frisco High School. Barbara Williams is her choir accompanist. The All-State choir student from Frisco High School is Mark Ford, 11th grade bass 1, his 1st year in All-State. Next is Heritage High School, Dr. Katie Gray, principal. For the band, Jason Prasifka has been the band director at Heritage High School since it opened in 2009. This year marks his 24th year teaching and 21st year serving the students of Frisco ISD. The band staff at Heritage also includes Kenton Wallace and Ronnie Ivy. All-State band student from Heritage High School this year is Lily Kern, 12th grade horn player, her 2nd year of All-State. And for the orchestra, Elizabeth Balkema is currently in her 17th year of teaching and 12th year in Frisco ISD. She has been teaching at Heritage High School since it opened in 2009. Her assistant is Russell Cannon, and Young Park is her harp teacher. All-State orchestra students from Heritage High School are Finnegan Powers, 12th grade string bass player, his 3rd year in All-State, and Jace Smith, 10th grade string bass player, his first year in All-State. Up next is Independence High School, Mr. Alan Walliger, principal. For the band, Hunter Bound is in his second year as the band director at Independence High School. His assistants are Neil Hicks and Joshua Jennings. The All-State band students from Independence this year are Mia Cotton, 12th grade flute player, her first year in All-State, and Jacob Leach, 11th grade clarinet player, his second year in All-State. For the orchestra, Lindsay Titus is in her 13th year of teaching in Frisco ISD and is the director of orchestras and AP Music Theory teacher at Independence High School. Her assistant is Angeline Park and Jennifer Betzer is her harp teacher. All-State orchestra students are Colin Shaw, 12th grade cello player, his third year in All-State. Amy D'Angel, 12th grade violin player, her first year in All-State. Simone Lefevre, 12th grade viola player, her third year in All-State. Jasmine Liu, 12th grade harp player, her third year in All-State. Erin Yoon, 12th grade violin player, her second year in All-State. Jaewoo Kang, 11th grade violin player, his second year in All-State. Diego Patino, 11th grade bass player, his first year in All-State. Matthew Lee, 9th grade cello player, his first year in All-State, and Danielle Yoon, 9th grade cello player, her first year in All-State.
Our next campus is Lebanon Trail High School, Mr. Jake Deuce, principal. We'll start with band. Kelly Wyckoff is in her 4th year as band director at Lebanon Trail. This is her 12th year teaching in Frisco ISD. Her assistants are Matthew Shaw, Alex Castro, and Rob Parks. The All-State band students for Lebanon Trail are Bradley Buss, 11th grade, tenor sax jazz, first year All-Stater. Hannah Dryden, 11th grade horn, first year All-Stater. Garrett Hilbert, 11th grade jazz alto sax, first year All-Stater. And Olivia Thomas, 10th grade piccolo, first year All-Stater. For the orchestra division, Paul Vanderpool is in his 5th year as orchestra director at Lebanon Trail High School. He's currently in his 12th year of teaching. His assistant is Leanie Moore, and his harp teacher is Yumiko Schaefer. The All-State orchestra students are Willa Liu, 11th grade viola, second year All-State. Wiley Liu, 11th grade viola, first year All-State. Christopher Min, 11th grade harp, third year All-State. And Yihong Pua, 11th grade cello, second year All-State. Our next campus is Liberty High School. This is Ashley Rainwater, principal. We'll start with the band division. Jamie Weaver is in his 7th year as director of bands at Liberty and 9th year in Frisco ISD. The Liberty High School band staff also includes Tyler Eldridge, Jonathan Giovanni, and Cecily Yoko. This year's band All-State students from Liberty are Adarsh Javaji, 12th grade, clarinet, second year All-Stater. Olivia O'Brien, 12th grade, clarinet, first year All-Stater. Jeffrey Wang, 12th grade percussion, first year All-Stater. Krista Kaparas, 11th grade English horn, first year All-Stater. Eugene Chung, 10th grade flute, first year All-Stater. Josh Graves, 10th grade horn, first year All-Stater. Nicole Johnson, 9th grade clarinet, first year All-Stater. And Hannah Lee, 9th grade flute, first year All-Stater. For the orchestra division, Julie Blackstock is in her 7th year of teaching at Liberty. Her assistant director is Victoria Lynn, and her harp teacher is Yumiko Schaefer. This year's All-State orchestra students from Liberty are Nandika Charala, 12th grade violin, third year All-Stater. Orja Joshi, 12th grade harp, first year All-Stater. Tom Poonen, 12th grade cello, first year All-Stater. Jacob Choi, 11th grade viola, third year All-Stater. Julia Johnson, 11th grade violin, second year All-Stater. Giselle Menezes, 10th grade harp, first year All-Stater. And Jana Yoon, 10th grade violin, second year All-Stater. For choir, Tony Ugolini is in her 3rd year teaching at Liberty High School as the choir director. And this year's Liberty Choir All-State student is Megan Guidry, 12th grade soprano 2, second year All-State. Our next campus is Lone Star High School, Miss Karen Kraft, principal. In the band division, Mark Poole is in his third year at Lone Star High School as the head band director. The band staff at Lone Star includes Tim Hickman, Colin McElroy, and Manuel Trevino. This year's All-State band students for Lone Star are Jacob Ogbu, 12th grade, trombone, jazz. This is his second year as an All-Stater. And Landon Murr, 10th grade, bassoon, first year All-State. Our next campus is Reedy High School, Mr. John Exire, principal. For the band division, Gavin Smith is in his fourth year at Reedy as the head band director. And the band staff at Reedy also includes Bryn Roberts and Scott Baldwin. This year's All-State band students are Calvin Saul, 12th grade, clarinet, third year All-Stater, and Jim Fang, 11th grade alto saxophone, first year All-Stater. For the orchestra division, Eric Lane started his FISD career 6 years ago as the director of orchestras at Reedy, and his assistant is Rachel Kim, and Jennifer Betzer is the harp teacher. This year's All-State orchestra student from Reedy is Ananya Nair, 9th grade, violin, first year All-State. Our next campus is Wakeland High School, Dr. Donna Edge, principal. In the band division, Mr. Tanner Smith is the director of bands for Wakeland and is in his 7th year with Frisco ISD. His assistants are Daniel Berard, Elizabeth Lentz, and Brian T. This year's All-State band students from Wakeland are Sonakshi Bhatia, 12th grade, bassoon, first year All-Stater. Chloe Ellis, 12th grade, trumpet, first year All-Stater. And Abby Summers, 11th grade, oboe, first year All-Stater. And that concludes our 55 TMEA All-State musicians.
55 students. That is unbelievable. Wow. Music education is alive and well in our school district because of your support. We are thankful for a community that values and supports equitably excellent fine arts educational experiences like this for our students. We are proud of and thankful for all of these wonderful student performers and their outstanding educators. Congratulations again, and thank you for your steadfast and continued support of all of our arts programs in Frisco ISD.